Hey yo, what's up everybody? I want to do a quick video on my thoughts review of The Penguin. The show had its final episode over the weekend, a couple days ago, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it. Wanted to give it some time. This will be spoiler free, of course, because the show did just end, and I know some people like to do the binge watch thing that streaming has brought to everybody with shows. So, not gonna give any spoils or anything like that on here. Just thoughts overall of the Penguin series and where it could go or might go from what we know here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it with thoughts, man. I like that Batman movie a lot, so I'm glad we got when the show was announced that we got to spend more time in that world and Matt Reeves' Batman and Gotham and all that stuff, and spending more time with Colin Farrell's Penguin. We got to see him in the Batman, which is cool. Amazing special effects. A lot of people, or makeup effects. A lot of people were like, "That's Colin Farrell." Yeah, that's Colin Farrell. So it was awesome in that movie. I liked every scene that he was in. He wasn't the main focus, but he had some good time in that movie, and it was great to be able to spend more time with this character. So I was glad when they announced this show to check out what we could be able to check out and see where we can go with him. The show itself picks up pretty much closely to the end of the Batman. If you saw the end of that movie, nothing to spoil here with that movie, though it came a couple years ago, but it's picking up pretty close to the end of that movie and the effects of the ending of that movie and where things are going now because of the ending there. It's going to affect a lot of people in that lower level of Gotham and the drugs people, the mobs, all the sneedy snidey people down there, and what's going to happen down there and who's going to win this battle and that battle. And we were left with a battle question after, with the effects of things that happened in the Batman. So it's like trying to pick up on all those things and how they're going to go. So we're following Oswald Cobb. They don't fully go Cobblepot in the show. Maybe they said it once or twice, but they really kind of get away from the Cobblepot, and it's just Oz Cobb. So we're following him and him trying to, because he wants to be seen, he wants to be noticed, he wants to be recognized, he wants to be respected, he wants to feel important, he wants to be the man. So we're following his character and through his development and what he's going through with the sneaky underworld of Gotham and going back and forth between the families of Gotham. You've got the Falcones, you've got the Salvatore Maronis, you got the Maroni family. So it was cool to spend time with them too, because with Batman movies, we mostly obviously get Batman. We've had mentions of these characters before. We get to see them sometimes and all this stuff. But to spend like a good amount of time, 8 episodes in that world and hearing about these characters and spending some time with them was really cool and a positive effect from that show as well. The main one we spend the most time with is Sophia Falcone, who's played by Kristen Milotti. Fantastic. She's incredible as that character, and getting to spend time with that character and seeing her progression character as well, because we're getting to see Penguin's character progression throughout the series, but we're also seeing her character progression throughout the series. So it's really cool. They spent some great time on there, and just again seeing these characters that we don't get a lot of time to spend with in other worlds is what is great about a show like this is we get that time to spend with them. The story is fantastic. It's awesome. It fits perfectly after the Batman. It fits good in that world. Feels like we're still in that world. We're not really losing anything without having certain aspects or anything like that. I think the acting performances, again, I just mentioned Kristen's performance. Colin, obviously fantastic as well. But across the board, the whole cast is just delivering in every single aspect and just giving these awesome moment after awesome moment after awesome moment. Um, Renzi Velez as Victor, a new character we get to meet in here. Again, we got the Maronis, the Falcones, all kinds of just good characters in this show. We get to spend some times here and all over this place in Gotham. And it's just cool. And again, talking around myself, not spoiling anything. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's just a fantastic show. And I'm so glad they decided to do something like this because getting to see these characters and hang out with them and be, in that world is awesome. The future of things with the Penguin and all that stuff, a second season hasn't been announced or anything like that. What we do know is there's a Batman movie on the way, and the show does do that thing. So, from what I'm getting with these shows, it's the bridge gap, right? You had the Batman, you're gonna have this show while we're shooting the Batman, and then the Batman 2 will be out after that, and then after that we'll do another bridge gap show before we get to the Batman 3, which is cool. It's exciting. I like that idea. I love that idea a lot. And I think this show just delivered on that. There's already rumors of a Joker show with Barry Cohagen, or however you pronounce his last name. I talked that on my most recent episode of the Review at Rob show. Please check it out on this YouTube. But whether they go that route, whether they go with a Penguin season 2, which they could very well do. This show's got rave reviews across the board and very well deserves it. Whether they do a show with Sophia, that's something we could look into and maybe check out and see what's going on with her, because that's a question of things as well. Or if they want to go in some other route, if they want to do another villain, or they want to focus on another character in that Batman world, or focus off of something that comes in the Batman 2 that we don't know anything about, we shall wait and see. Matt Reeves didn't necessarily say he's against doing a Penguin season 2, but he didn't necessarily say he wants to do one either, or a Sophia show. He's just having interest in playing with the characters and playing in that world of Gotham and seeing where it goes from there. It may even be another character, like he said. And I don't have a direct quote in front of me. I'm just riffing here, but those things, so the possibilities there for it to happen. I'm sure HBO Max and people over there are like, "Hey, man, that show did really well for us. What do you got?" While we're waiting for the Batman, anything is possible. Anything can happen. I think the next time we see Penguin, though, will be the Batman 2, which is also interesting as well from what we got with this show, because the Oscob that Batman interacted with in the Batman is going to be completely different. Um, Oscob in the Batman 2. This character is gone. He's progressed through what he was in that movie to another thing in this movie. So I think they did a great job building. They did a great job helping us out while we're waiting for the Batman 2. And I think overall as a show, you absolutely should be watching and having a good time with. A lot of people compared to The Sopranos, I guess, because HBO and mob style. Yes, I've never watched The Sopranos myself, probably should, but I can see, from clips I've seen of that show, or like trailers that have passed by or something like that with The Sopranos, I can understand where you get that reference or where you get that connection or that thought process. It is a mobby show. It is a better look at Gotham and the underbelly and the underworld of things that are going on in Gotham overall. So for me, overall, man, fantastic show. Absolutely incredible. Worth your time. Go ahead and binge watch it. I kind of want to watch it again after I just finished it, because it is just that good. Everything across the board is great with the Penguin series. So, man, that's my thoughts on the Penguin. If you checked it out, let me know your thoughts. Where do you hope to see things going from here in the future with the DC studios and these shows? The Batman universe. I can't remember what they're called. Crime Extended Universe, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what they're calling it, because I don't like it. It's Batman. Just call it the Batman universe or whatever. But great show, worth your time. Check it out. It is on Max. It's on HBO Max, so you can binge watch all those bad boys back to back to back. I think they're roughly 40 some odd minutes or whatever. I don't know. I was never paying attention to time. I was just hooked in the whole time while watching. So that's my quick thoughts on the Penguin series. I can't wait to see the Batman 2 and where we go from here, man. But hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Again, go check out the Penguin.